Future Lives. Welcome, welcome, HOC. Welcome to the gang, RBL Occult College. What up, what up, what up? Good evening. Today, I am going to cover our next technique for building awareness with the breath through the tantric pathway. And I am excited to once again drop off a very simple yet very powerful technique for you to enhance your awareness through meditation with your breath. All right, family. So, for those of you who have your notifications on, shouts out to you. You got to be notification squad and let everyone know that I'm live and I'm in the building. I'll give y'all a few moments to get your notebooks together. Y'all know there may be some drawing. There's definitely going to be some note taking. Okay. So, hashtag ascension, hashtag meditation. We are definitely moving forward. And it's looking good. It's looking good. For those of you who are new to the channel, we have a Facebook group, House of Chi. It's a private group. So, if you want to join, you're going to have to add me as a friend on Facebook, Chi Vital, and I will add you to the group. I must screen you first. I must screen you first because you got to be serious about this work if you're going to join us. Also, if you're listening, let me know if you can hear me clearly because I'm using my headphones. You can't see it with all of this hair, all this glamour, and all of that. But I want to make sure that y'all can hear me loud and clear. Okay? What's up? It's Saturday. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki. What's up? Light beam. All right. I see my light beams in the building. Start shouting y'all out more. Because I've decided that some of y'all are light beams. Some of y'all. Some of y'all. I don't know. Every one of y'all should be able to be a light beam in some form or fashion. But if you ain't, do the work. Do the MFing work. Okay? Hey Denise, how are you? How's it going? How's it going? Oh my gosh. It just got really hot in here all of a sudden. When that happens to me, I'm a little taken aback. I'm a little too young for feeling these changes, but that's energy flowing. All right, so if you're ready, don't forget to thumbs up this video, like, share the video so all the fam knows that we are in class, and put one in the chat so that I can start this lesson. Ashe, 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 Ashe. Okay, so here we are with part 4 of breathing. Okay, I'm gonna like back y'all up a little bit. I feel like I'm on top of the screen. Lordy, lordy, lordy. What's up, Stan? What's up? What's up? So today's exercise, you're going to be working on noticing the space in which the breath fuses the two points coming together, the two movements coming together. Okay? I'm going to go more into why this is very important, what's so powerful about this moment, this subtle moment in the breath. All right? But the objective is to watch the fusion of 2 points. Okay? So write that in your notebooks. Today's exercise is to watch the fusion of 2 points. All right. So I'm going to identify or give you the definition rather for the word observation for these techniques. Observation, as we know it, is like to look at, to watch, to use the eyes, really, to try to be as objective as possible. Like, just see whatever is in front of us as is. But we take this action to a whole nother level because we bring to the observation presence, total and complete presence, which does not include us subjecting the object to other ideas or descriptions or connecting it to memories at all. We totally are working with what we are observing in a space where there are no words, there's no verbalization. So even if, the words pop into your head or describing it out loud, okay, there is no, like, that tingly feeling of like, oh, and then you get into this poetic expression of what it is that you observe. Not at this moment. Observation with those parameters also is going to include that you simply remain with the object. So you are responsible for remaining with the breath as your object. However, to help you understand how this is supposed to be done, I'm going to take you a little bit outside of yourself and have you use a flower, a leaf, or a stone. Okay? Something big enough to be in your hand or sat right on a table in front of you. And what you're going to practice with the object, before we get to the breath, what you're going to practice for 3 minutes, okay? Just 3 minutes, see, is being able to simply be with the object. I'll give you an example. What fun things do I have on my desk? Okay. My flowers are too far away, so I'm going to have to use this prism. Okay? So, here's a prism. The object is for me to set my timer for 3 minutes. Okay? And I'm looking at it. I'll tell you, as soon as I look at it, there's going to be this I'm not going to tell you what's happening inside of me because I want you to experience it for yourself, right? But I'm looking at it, I'm observing it. What I'm determined to do by remaining with this object is to just look at it. Allow the light that's bouncing off of this, that's giving me a visual, to just allow it to go into my eyes, my sight, for 3 minutes. Now, it sounds very simple. What's going to happen, and I promise it's going to happen to you, is that while you're looking at it, you're going to start identifying things like, I see red, oh, red light, purple light, oh, that's a triangle, this glass is a crack right there, okay? What I was able to do for a moment while I'm, of course, doing this video with you was to not identify any of those things and allow my eyes to literally scan it. No emotion involved, no identification. just being with it. When you have your flower, your rock, or what I said, did I say an acorn or a leaf? Or a leaf? You don't need to identify what color it is, what tree it came from, what kind of flower it is, um, its texture, nothing. Nothing. You've already done enough by identifying that you're choosing a stone leaf or a flower. Okay, so obviously it's a flower in your hand. Anytime your mind tries to describe or verbalize or feel what you're looking at, just go back to letting it go. Notice your breath when you're able to just remain with the object. Write that down in your notebook. Notice the breath when you find that you're able to absolutely just be with the object. All right. I need you to include that in your description when you share with me. If you're not in the group, share with me in the comments. Try this out. I read my comments, I reply to my comments. Okay. If you're not in the group, you still can do this with us. If you're in the group, you absolutely need to do this with us and describe to us what happens to the breath when you do find that you're able to be with the object in the way that I said to observe it. Cool? Y'all got that? Press 1 in the chat if y'all got that so far. All right. All right. All right. Cool. So here we are when you complete that assignment, and I want you to do that first as a warm up for when you go into the universe. Ta-da! Into the universe. You're going to observe where the inward breath and the outward breath fuse. So you're breathing in, and as that inward breath is going to turn to being an outward breath, there's a fusion. Okay? You guys noticed the gap, y'all noticed the turn. Now you're going to notice the fusion. Okay? Because there is a moment where that inward breath is not fully, is no longer fully an inward breath, but it's becoming an outward breath. And that is the moment I want you to notice. Okay? One of the things that you will notice at this point, if you are doing these techniques in order, is that if it did not happen before, it's happening now. That your breath is moving a little further beyond the chest, down into the navel. Now, this type of breathing is correct because at the navel is where you have your center. Okay? Any breath above the navel will give you a sense of feeling off center. And so most people are walking around feeling absolutely off center. And one of the quickest techniques to bring yourself to centeredness is allowing the breath to come down into your body to your navel. Now, why is it that most of us are not breathing down into the navel? Well, a funny thing is that because most people are so civilized and so educated and so programmed to live at in a certain level of morale, rules, and constrictions and restrictions, that the breath is no longer allowed to go down into the navel. You don't really think about it, but at the navel, when the breath goes down into the navel, it also meets with your sexual center. And where you are able to experience absolute life, infinite life, source, and bliss in those subtle openings is where you're also able to fuel the sexual center. Now, in a society like ours, where we're so civilized and so afraid of sexual energy because of what, for good reasons, some people have experienced on the downside of this wild sexual energy. Okay. But on the flip side, on the higher side, it's this uncontrollable sexual energy that no government, no rules, no oppression can occur on the individual who has access to the fullness of their sexual energy. It's unruly. Now I see someone put babies do it naturally. And what do we always say about babies? They are in full expression of their entire being. They are in the moment. They are not worried about what's happening tomorrow. They are not worried about what happened yesterday. They are totally pure and in the present. They lean towards what feels good, what's comforting, and they are totally unbothered and easily breathing fully into the abdomen, totally bypassing the chest, and allowing the prana to fill them in the sexual center. Okay? That natural curiosity where even physically they become interested in their physical body and sensations is because that breath is constantly going into that space and feeding it. Okay? And so their connection with the soul is not broken, it's not suppressed. You follow? So, remnants of that childlike energy is going to be awakened the more you breathe deep down into the sacral, into the sexual energy. Yes. Okay? The Svadhisthana, the navel chakra. Now, speaking of bliss and wholeness, but there's a beauty of being in this fullness of whatever arises. So, an example that I find matches is like if you've ever seen a child or an adult who you know is totally tapped in, right? Tapped in, we associate like tapped into their spirit. They're not really hindered by much at all. When they're having an emotion, it can even be anger. The entire being is complete in this anger, not in an anger of what they're going to do in the future, what happened in the past. They are so full of the anger in that very moment that is just moving. And there's like this beauty of like it's bright. It's so bright. It like is very loud, even if you cannot, if there's no yelling involved. It's just like huge, the impact, because of the wholeness of the emotion that's present, or the feeling, or whatever is arising is just present. Okay? Some of you may not have a taste for raw emotion, but I can say that when I witness it, there is something absolutely beautiful about it. One, it does not last that long. In reality, a raw, unhindered emotion does not last long. If it's allowed to move, 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Try it out. Even with your children. If you see that they're having some kind of emotion, I kid you not, give them 90 seconds, tell them to go for it, whatever it is. Or like see them and do not interrupt them. Give them 90 seconds. If your mate is having an emotion, do not interrupt them. 90 seconds. You're going to see it move, change, transform. And it's so healthy to be able to be in that space, because this is life. These simple moments that I am asking you to become aware of within the breath are tapping you into the universe, into your soul, right? Into that space and that part of you that doesn't need you. You see what I'm saying? It just is. And it doesn't require any fuel. The body needs fuel. The body needs food, drinks, right? Things to consume, turns it into fuel. The breath doesn't need fuel. The soul doesn't need that fuel. All right? So that's the space that you're getting into. You follow? Press 1 in the chat if you follow and it's making sense for you. All right, cool. So as you notice this fusion of the inward breath and the outward breath when they fuse, this can also be found during a Zen meditation. So I'm giving y'all different bits and pieces of types of meditations that you may or may not have come across. But one of the Japanese techniques, as it's been popularized, okay, is Zen meditation. And Zen meditation is when you sit in absolute stillness. Absolute stillness. No moving, no flinching, no fidgeting, no blinking, no moving your face around, no changing your position, nothing. Like you are looking to be a statue. The only thing that's happening is your breathing. And so you can use the Zen meditation technique for this one to be able to observe where the inward breath is fusing with the outward breath. Okay? Write that in your notebook. You're going to utilize the Zen meditation technique of absolute stillness to be able to observe the fusion of the inward and the outward breath. Okay? So to make this, I'm just trying to make this as easy as possible, because it's as simple as can be, but it's definitely challenging in a good way. All right? One of the things you can also kind of go back to as far as like a journaling prompt is recalling how when you gear up to go on a vacation, even like a staycation, you're going away real quick, just a place of beauty of nature, right? And I almost said it like something that takes your breath away because we speak about this. In this space, the breath is not needed. The mind is not, the mind is gone, right? So capture that moment where you arrive to the cabin, you arrive to the front of the ocean, and it all hits you that you are at your destination for total rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, and you go, right? And for a moment, you stop breathing. For a moment, you're in bliss. That's where you're going without going on vacation. And I'll talk about more of that with you all um, in Occult College because it gets even juicier than that. So, do you have your homework? Are you clear about what you're doing? These exercises should not take you more than 10 to 15 minutes. So, if you do 10 minutes, including the 3 minutes of observing the flower, leaf, or stone for your meditation technique with the breath, you have completed the assignment. Just be sure to write what happens afterwards and how it is affecting your breath and your awareness in your body, with the universe, and life. Y'all got me? I got you if you got me. Let me know if y'all got me. All right, I see y'all in the chat. I see y'all in the chat. I see ones. Y'all following. Any questions before I go? Any questions before I go? All right, all right, all right, all right. Well, I see 11 of y'all in the chat, in the classroom. Make sure you check in with your thumbs up. Share the video in the group and post your homework. Hashtag ascension, hashtag meditation, and take a beautiful picture of yourself living your best life. Post it in the group and let us know that you are enjoying these lessons. All right. I love y'all. We are a big, great family. It's so good to be here with you all. Peace, love, and bliss. Till next time, I'm out.